as Jocelyn said, my name is Katie, they, them pronouns, and I just wanted to chat with y'all a little bit about what I've been doing in the last year. I came and I gave a career talk last year, and since then, I have been hella busy. So, a little bit about what I've been doing. In the last year, I've been over at the University Medical Center as a MedFT, or Medical Marriage and Family Therapist. And what we've been doing is myself and the Children's Behavioral Health Clinic over at the UMC has been working to provide mental health support to families and children over at the UMC, right now in the Pediatric Cancer Center, in the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit, and the Pediatric Unit, as well as the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, which has been my personal project myself, is building relationships with the nurses and the doctors and everyone down in the NICU, and going around checking in on all the parents and their families down there in the NICU who don't have quite the afterbirth that they hoped for. Another thing that I've been doing is I have been lucky enough to give a workshop at my state conference for the Texas Association of Marriage and Family Therapists this past February, and it was their 50th anniversary of the conference, for which I was really excited about. And I was lucky enough to get accepted to present a workshop on understanding the LGBTQIA+ community. Advocacy is a huge thing for me, and so I was honored to present to 80+ people. It was a large room, and it was a lot of people. To be honest, I was quite nervous. It was my first time presenting a workshop by myself, but it went over really well, and all the therapists in the room were really happy to have the information to better help their clients, for which I was really excited. I am also returning this next year to TAMPT, which is what the conference is called, to present on a research project that I've been working on over the past year called Exploring How Polyamorous Clients Find and Utilize Therapists. So I've been essentially asking polyamorous folks how they find therapists and what keeps them staying in therapy or what causes them to leave therapy. Along with that research project, I've also been starting to work a little bit on my dissertation, which I hope to post next year, on ADHD and autistic adult women and their process in learning how to mask, which is essentially hiding their symptomology, which often causes late diagnosis or diagnosis after the age of 18. Which can cause a lot of issues and make it really hard for them to get the help that they need to succeed in life. And so that is a little bit about what I've got going on and what I've done in the past year. And so I would like to open the floor to any questions. Yeah.
So you're working with NICU families right now, post-birth?
Yes.
Who's working with the NICU nurses?
So that is also me,
Yeah.
essentially. So I have offered to the NICU nurses, like, hey, if y'all ever have like a really tough case where maybe there was a baby who has been going through a lot or eventually passed away, you are always welcome to speak with me, and I can always host groups for the nurses in case they need to kind of process everything that went down with that particular case. Yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you for your incredible work, by the way. That's really important stuff.
Yeah, I really love my work down there, and it's been quite a passion project over the last year.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you so much for your time. I think what you do is amazing. I was wondering, for us who want to be in those healthcare professions, especially as you, what are some things we can do to better support those families and better help, what can we say to those patients, for those families as well?
Yeah, so how can you better support those families? The big thing is care and compassion, and recognizing that a lot of families down there in the NICU especially have had their expectations for both their birth and their postpartum kind of subverted. Oftentimes it's a shock to have a baby brought down to the NICU, and then they stay there for anywhere from a week to several months. I know one particular baby who's been down there for 3 months now and was like maybe the size of my hand, close to when they were born. And so just understanding that their expectations aren't met, and there's going to be a little bit of grief with that. Yeah, great question.
Thank you.
Any others?
So how did your undergraduate research experience inform you about what you're doing now that you love so much?
So how did my undergraduate research experience inform what I'm doing now? So my experience with Sizer has helped me to have a passion, one, for research, and two, for marginalized communities that really need that research and really need those gaps to be filled. And so that professional experience that I got and the research experience that I got really prepared me well for not only engaging in my own research projects and my master's and now my PhD, but also presenting at state and national conferences, some of the work that myself and my colleagues have been doing. Yeah, thanks for the question, Julie.
Do you find that some of these families that send or have their kids go to NICU, do they have a sense of guilt ever? Because, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, so I've talked with a lot of the patients down there about a phenomenon of mom guilt.
Yeah.
Is usually the way they describe it. And a lot of them often think like, oh, I didn't do enough when I was pregnant and that's why my child went to the NICU, and that is not the case at all.
For sure, yeah.
Babies are in the NICU for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's definitely something I encounter and something that I work with them to go, hey, no, it is absolutely not your fault.
Yeah.
Let's work through that now while you have the support here. So once you go home, that's not a factor anymore and you can focus on caring for your baby.
Good.